So Danny, a bank holiday double header this weekend. How difficult is it going to be to get maximum points?
No more, no less difficult than any other set of games. We can't use the fatigue one or the excuse of a small squad, because we've got some good players to choose from and to come on and replace anyone on Monday that we feel was a bit leggy after tomorrow's game. So, yeah, all the excuses out the window. We've got some good players to choose from, as have Altrincham. Yes, Hartlepool's going to be a tough game, but we'll worry about that Sunday when we're in training. The here and now is the big game tomorrow. They've had a good start. They've got some good players. The manager's done a very good job there, and we've got to go there and, with the, as we always say, we'll have the tags of favourites, and we've got to go and justify that tag by getting the 3 points.
How tough is it to prepare for 2 games in 3 days? Do you sort of solely focus on Altrincham on Saturday, or do you have to have sort of half an eye on Hartlepool on Monday?
Yeah, so during this week we've all taken turns on watching both teams and making our own sort of assessment of them teams, and obviously the focus and the immediate sort of attention is on Altrincham, but there's obviously files and that we as staff have got on Hartlepool already, and what we do know is that once we finish at Altrincham, hopefully with a win, but whatever happens, we've certainly got to put our attention straight away to Hartlepool, because it's not like when you've got 2 or 3 days, you've literally got a day before you're out here again in front of a packed house of an expectant crowd. So yeah, sometimes that's good, because you just get to keep the flow going if you win. If you don't win, it's also good because you get a chance to turn it around really quickly. Hopefully we're hoping for the former, and 6 points out of the 2 games would be great, because we really felt that a little bit robbed last week, but that's life.
As you say, 2 games in 3 days. How much of a physical strain does that put on the players?
I think it's tough for the ones who'll play both games. I think normally you look at any team and sort of the goalie, defensive side, even the midfield tends to be stuck with, doesn't it? When you've got 2 games in short succession, it's always usually attacking players that sort of will be the ones to rotate. I'm not saying that'll be the case this weekend, but the manager's always very keen to say that any substitutions he makes within a game are usually any one of the front 4, because they're the ones who are doing the pressing and setting the tone and running the socks off, basically. So yeah, it's going to be tough, because obviously we're not going to change the full 11 for Hartlepool. So some lads but they're fit boys. And some lads are going to have to get through it. It's a long season, and this is certainly a big part and a tough part of the journey we want to get to getting promotion. Playing 2 games in 3 days. It's not only us; a lot of teams are doing it. So there's no excuses from anyone here. We've got to go out and get 6 points.
I know last year, I think you played Barnet on the Friday night before the bank holiday Monday game. Was there ever any talks about maybe trying to move tomorrow's game to what would have been today?
No, it wasn't suggested. I don't know, I might be wrong with this. I think it's only the home team that can suggest it, although saying that, I'm going to contradict myself here. I think Barnet may have thrown it in our hands last year. I can't remember, but obviously both teams have to agree to do that. That wasn't suggested, and as it stands, obviously we've got to look at the positive that we get another day preparation before Altrincham.
And what do you think about the schedule? Does the National League need to look at that and think maybe 2 games in 3 days is a bit too much, and maybe just have another midweek game at some point during the season?
Not for me. I quite like it. I try and look at it from a supporter's point of view, and it's bank holiday football, and you think, well, they can go Saturday and have a good day at Altrincham, and then before you know it, it's bank holiday, they've got another game here. So, yeah, I think a lot of managers and coaches may disagree, and players, but for me, it's part of the fun. We're a big club with some good players who I'm sure can step in if anyone does need a breather, and hopefully when we get 6 points, my opinions are justified.
It always seems to be tight games against Altrincham. Have they changed much from last season?
To be fair, I think they've gone full time, didn't they, a year or so ago? And like I said earlier, I think the manager and his staff done ever such a good job. They've got some good players. And I can't speak for them, but I would imagine that sooner or later they want to be the team that causes an upset and creeps in the playoffs and be like the next Sutton United or someone that gets out the league against all odds. So, they've had a good start. They're one of 5 teams unbeaten, us being one of the other ones. So, they're certainly no mugs. They're very good going forward. They play similar brand to us at times. The lad Linny they got from FC United runs the line, works his socks off, and behind that you've got Amaluzor, Con Clark, Cosilo, real good creative players that won't look out of place in any team in this league. So, yeah, Phil will certainly, I would imagine, might be settling just to come up and welcome Chesterfield to town. He'll want to beat us, without stating the obvious. And we know we've got to go to a place where against a good footballing team that are looking to cause an upset, and we'll do everything in their power to make sure we don't leave with maximum points. So, as every week and as every game goes by, we've got to prove another team wrong.
And how's Raheem Shackelford? Obviously, he came off at half time last time out. How's he?
Yeah, struggling. I think he'll be at least a month out of his hamstring. So that's a shame. We've got the scan result, so that's not good for the lad, because he's obviously getting a bit of run in the team. But one door closes, another door opens, and we've got one of probably the best right backs in the league ready to come and fill his place.
Yeah, how disappointing is that for Raheem? Because he's obviously had probably his best run in the side, I think, probably since he joined.
Very disappointing for him personally. Great lad, cracking lad, waited a hell of a long time, hasn't he, for his chance and his run. And he was playing every week in a team that were unbeaten and upright at the top of the league. So disappointing for him, but like I said to him, it's always better if there is a silver lining to come out the team on a good note. There's nothing worse sometimes than getting injured when you're either playing really bad or the team's losing because you've forgotten about and you're going into that period of rehabilitation in a slump mentally. He can be in a good place knowing he's part of a team that's part of something that's going in the right direction. And it's unfortunate for him, but if there is a good time to get injured, sometimes it is when you're doing well, because at least you can really focus on getting yourself fit, knowing that you left the team in a good place.
And I imagine that Jeff King has been chomping at the bit then to try and get himself back in the side, and he's got an opportunity now then. He
has, and like all the other boys who haven't been playing, even the ones who haven't been on the bench, their focus and their attitude and their professionalism has been so first class. It's been so nice to see and refreshing really from players to be that focused when they're not playing, and they probably know some of them know they're not going to start. And that's tough sometimes as players, but they're so focused and they will get their chance. The manager's big on that, whether it's this weekend or next weekend or Christmas time. Players will get their chance to be part of this team and this journey we're going on this season.
And is it just Bailey Clements who still remains out as well then?
Yeah, just Bailey. He's back doing some light training, so definitely another couple of weeks for him. I know I keep saying a couple of weeks, but I don't want to push the lad to get back too soon.
Just finally, in terms of the squad then, how close do you think it is to sort of being completed now in terms of sort of ins and outs?
I think if you look at us really, especially going forward attacking, we've got so much choice really. Even downstairs before I come up and did this interview, we're talking about the team for tomorrow, and it isn't so cut and dry. Maybe it once was. It really is a discussion between us as staff. So as it stands, I'd say we're all right, aren't we? Especially bringing in Michael Jacobs and James Berry. Obviously, Jez leaving, you're looking okay. Certainly for the near future, we're in a good position. But once again, you look at it, we've suddenly had two injuries to fullbacks, and you get another one, then you're looking for a fullback because we've got no one to back them two up now. So that's how quick things change. But for the here and now, we're in a really good place. And going into tomorrow, there's be a few boys. It's their turn now to keep the shirt.
Cheers, Danny. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Liam. No worries, mate.